So I keep seeing commanders ask the same question over and over again. Should I buy the Type-8 or should I go straight for the Type-11? And the funny thing is, one of these ships will quietly make you millions of credits per hour almost without you noticing, while the other can do exactly the same, but only if you use it the way it was truly designed to be used. So today let's properly compare the Type-8 transporter and the Type-11 prospector and figure this out before we spend a huge pile of credits. Alright, Commander, let's slow this down and actually talk about it. Because this comparison isn't really about stats on paper or which ship looks better in outfitting. It's about how the Type-8 and the Type-11 feel once you spend hours flying them, riding with them and relying on them to make your money really dangerous. At first glance, they look like siblings, built by the same manufacturer with the same industrial Lakon design language. But in practice, they live completely different lives, and understanding the difference is what will save you both time and frustration. The Type-8 transporter feels like Lakon sat down and asked a very simple question. How much cargo can you cram into a medium ship without breaking the game? And somehow they got away with it. This ship can haul over 400 tons of cargo while still landing on medium pads, which means you can get access to outposts, smaller stations, and efficient trade routes that larger ships simply can't touch, while moving volumes of cargo that feel almost unfair for its size. It's not a ship that tries to impress you in the first 5 minutes. Instead, the Type-8 slowly wins you over during long sessions. When you realize how stable it is, feel it in Super Cruise, how well it handles STO overcharge without cooking itself, and how little mental effort it takes to just keep running profitable roads over and over again. Yes, it can be fitted for mining, and yes, it can defend itself well enough to escape trouble, but the Type-8 never pretended to be anything other than what it truly is, a medium fighter that prints credits through consistency, not excitement. Flying the Type-8 is less about adrenaline and more about efficiency, rhythm, and watching your balance quietly climb while everything just works. Now the Type-11 prospector takes a very different approach, because this ship doesn't want to do everything, it wants to do one thing extremely well. Built directly on the Type-8 platform, the Type-11 strips away flexibility and replaced with purpose, giving you reserved mining hardpoints, reserved internal compartments, and even a fighter hangar, all designed around the idea that this ship will spend most of its life deep inside asteroid rings. Cargo capacity might be lower than the Type-8 on paper, but 288 tons of mined material feels very different when every ton represents value you personally extracted, refined, and defended, especially when paired with stronger shields, better handling, and higher speed. This is a ship that encourages long mining sessions, where you stay out longer, feel safer doing so, and worry less about every pirate contact or mistake, because the prospector is far more forgiving when things don't go perfectly. Even the off-center cockpit adds to the heavy industrial feel, constantly reminding you that this ship isn't about elegance or flexibility. It's about getting the job done efficiently, safely, and repeatedly. The Type-11 doesn't ask what else you want to do, it asks how serious you are about mining. So, which one actually makes sense? When you strip down everything else away, this choice becomes very simple. If you enjoy hauling, trading, and a relaxed gameplay loop where your ship quietly works in the background while you stack credits, the Type-8 transporter is one of the strongest medium ships you can buy. But if mining is your main income and you want a ship that's clearly designed to stay in the rings longer, work faster, and survive mistakes better, then the Type-11 prospector is worth every credit. They look similar, but they reward completely different playstyles. Both of these ships will make you money, and both of them are excellent at what they do, as long as you don't try to force them into the wrong role. Type-8 turns roads into credits, Type-11 turns rocks into profit. And honestly, once you understand the difference, the choice becomes much easier. Buy safe, commanders, and let me know in the comments which one you choose and why.